Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Monday, February 15, 2021. BBC report. South Africa's Jacob Zuma in contempt of court, says judge. Mr. Zuma, 79, ignored a summons to appear before a commission of inquiry being chaired by Justice Ray Zondo. The judge said Mr. Zuma's defiance could lead to lawlessness, and he would ask South Africa's highest court to convict the ex-president of contempt. Mr. Zuma said he believed that Justice Zondo was biased against him. He previously asked the judge to step down as chair of the inquiry. Justice Zondo rejected the request, and said he was doing his job impartially.
Fox report. NYC transit workers worry about safety amid a spike in subway violence. Big Apple transit workers say they are starting to feel like sitting ducks. The recent spike in violence in New York City subways and bus routes, including this weekend's bloody train-slashing rampage that left 2 dead and 2 wounded, has some MTA employees looking over their shoulders. The reality is it's always a risk, said E-train operator Wayne Wong. NYCT says they care but they do not. Many times they say police are on the way but it's not true and it's a crapshoot.
BBC report. U.S. snow. Winter storm tightens grip in southern states. The National Weather Service (NWS) said more than 150 million Americans were now under winter storm warnings. Kentucky, Mississippi, Alabama, Oregon and Oklahoma are among states affected. Icy roads have led to a spate of traffic accidents. In Houston, Texas, nearly 120 road crashes were reported on Sunday alone. A pile-up on a major highway near Oklahoma City during a snowstorm on Sunday left several lorries on fire.
Deutsche Welle report. Nigeria's Okonjo-Iweala becomes first woman, African to lead WTO. Diplomats at the World Trade Organization on Monday appointed Nigeria's Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala to lead the Geneva-based body, becoming the first woman and first African to do so. The 66-year-old has taken over the reins of the WTO, which helps set the rules for global trade between its 164 member countries. Her predecessor, Roberto Azevedo, stepped down on August 31, a year before his term expired, to take a job in the private sector.
Al Jazeera report. Nobel Peace Prize 2021. The case against Jared Kushner. Jared Kushner, former White House advisor and prized son-in-law of Twitter ban victim and ex-U.S. President Donald Trump, has been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize by Harvard Law School professor emeritus Alan Dershowitz. The nomination is based on Kushner's role in negotiating last year the Abraham Accords, the normalization deals between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Sudan and Morocco.
CNN report. He says Fidelity wouldn't let him sell during Reddit mayhem, costing him $830,000. Robinhood is in hot water for banning investors from buying GameStop during part of last month's Reddit-driven market mayhem. And now Fidelity is being accused of preventing one investor from selling some Reddit darlings, a move he says cost him $830,000. Luis Hernandez filed a claim with Wall Street's self-regulator against Fidelity Brokerage Services on Thursday for blocking his attempts to unload shares of Nokia and AMC on January 28, his lawyer told CNN Business.
Fox report. COVID conspiracy shows vast reach of Chinese disinformation. It took just 3 months for the rumor that COVID-19 was engineered as a bioweapon to spread from the fringes of the Chinese internet and take root in millions of people's minds. By March 2020, belief that the virus had been human-made and possibly weaponized was widespread, multiple surveys indicated. The Pew Research Center found, for example, that 1 in 3 Americans believed the new coronavirus had been created in a lab. 1 in 4 thought it had been engineered intentionally.
Fox report. UK opens quarantine hotels, pushes in with vaccine drive. London AP, Britain's newly established quarantine hotels received their first guests on Monday as the government tries to prevent new variants of the coronavirus from derailing its fast-moving vaccination drive. Passengers arriving at London's Heathrow Airport on Monday morning were escorted by security guards to buses that took them to nearby hotels. Britain has given a first dose of coronavirus vaccine to almost a quarter of the population, but health officials are concerned that vaccines may not work as well on some new strains of the virus, including one first identified in South Africa.
Al Jazeera report. Iran and Qatar discuss region, nuclear deal in high-level talks. Tehran, Iran and Qatar have discussed Iran's nuclear deal with world powers and laid the groundwork for Doha to act as a mediator between Iran and Arab rivals in the region during the first high-level talks in Tehran. Foreign Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani led a Qatari delegation on Monday that met President Hassan Rouhani and Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif. Rouhani said ties between the two countries should continue to strengthen and discussed Iran's 2015 nuclear deal with world powers, which former United States President Donald Trump unilaterally abandoned in 2018, imposing harsh sanctions on Iran.
CNN report. Coast Guard calls off one search, another continues off Florida coast as 16 are reportedly missing. The United States Coast Guard has called off the search for 6 people off the Florida coast while continuing to look for 10 people that went missing in a separate incident near Key West. The Coast Guard was searching for 6 people that were in a boat that capsized on February 10 before calling the search off on Monday, according to a statement from the agency. The decision to suspend a search and rescue case is never one we come to lightly, said Capt.
Fox report. Arkansas farmer accused of murdering, raping local jogger is deemed fit for trial, report says. The Arkansas farmer who confessed to killing and raping a local jogger has been deemed mentally fit for trial as chilling details reveal how he just tried to forget about what had happened in the hours after her death, according to recently released documents. Licensed forensic psychologist Lacey Willett ruled that Quake Llewellyn, a 28-year-old Jonesboro man, is mentally fit to stand trial in connection with the August death of 25-year-old nurse Sydney Sutherland, according to an official evaluation released Friday and published by local affiliate Fox 16.
Deutsche Welle report. COVAX, world's poorest set to receive first COVID vaccines. The World Health Organization (WHO) set the ball in motion for the global deployment of coronavirus vaccines to poorer countries on Monday after it issued emergency approval for the AstraZeneca vaccine. Low- and middle-income countries can expect to receive their first deliveries of the vaccine at the end of February as part of the COVAX shared procurement program. The WHO hopes to deliver 336 million doses in the first half of the year and up to 2 billion by the end of December.
BBC report. Spain, rapper Pablo Hazel locks himself in university to avoid jail. Pablo Hazel was given until last Friday to turn himself in, after being sentenced to 9 months for glorifying terrorism and slandering the Crown and state institutions. But he has tweeted that he is with supporters inside Lida University. Besides attacks on the monarchy, the musician's tweets and lyrics accused police of torturing and killing demonstrators and migrants. Lida University is in the city of Lérida, Lida in Catalan, 150 kilometers 90 miles west of Barcelona.
CNN report. KPMG's UK boss resigns after telling staff not to sit there and moan about the pandemic. The UK chairman of accounting firm KPMG is resigning after he told staff in a meeting to stop complaining about the pandemic and said that there was no such thing as unconscious bias. In a video of the meeting published by the Daily Mail, Bill Michael can be seen telling employees they are in a very lucky sector and can't play the role of victim unless you're sick, and I hope you're not sick. And if you're not, take control of your life. Don't sit there and moan about it, quite frankly.
CNN report. Want solid returns you can depend on? Here are stocks we love. People are obsessed lately with trying to find a way to get rich quick through short-term trades. Just look at Bitcoin, GameStop, GME, or cannabis stocks. Sure, traders can make a fast profit. But many people following the money on Reddit with their Robinhood accounts are engaging in speculative, risky behavior. This isn't long-term investing a la Warren Buffett and others. So if you're looking to generate solid returns in a longer-term portfolio, something you can depend on, then you need to do some good old-fashioned fundamental analysis to find stocks with solid growth potential that are trading at a reasonable price.
Deutsche Welle report. Snake escapes in Cologne, 10 apartments evacuated. The small, young, but venomous Cape coral snake Aspidelaps lubricus prompted 10 Cologne households to flee their apartment building before dawn on Monday. City authorities, deploying 20 fire and animal rescue personnel to search, said the terrarium's owner, who had permits to keep snakes, 12 in all, had noticed his 20-centimeter (7-inch) juvenile missing on Sunday. Failing to find it, he then alerted the city's fire brigade, which in turn consulted with experts at Cologne Zoo during its response.
Al Jazeera report. U.S. deep freeze shutters Texas oil refineries, disrupts pipelines. A deep freeze across Texas in the United States over the weekend took a toll on the energy industry in the largest U.S. crude-producing state, shutting oil refineries and forcing restrictions from natural gas pipeline operators. The cold snap prompted the state's electric grid operator to impose rotating blackouts, while President Joe Biden declared an emergency on Monday, unlocking federal assistance to Texas.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.